Hey,
Hey, Sunshine. Yes. Hey, Sunshine.
Well, hello to
Hey,
you.
hey. I'm getting more and more into that music. The more I hear it, I know that's my song.
That's your cue.
That's my cue that it's time to go live. And it is 8 o'clock and we are live and we're on time. If this is your very first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am your smiling host, Celena Thomas, and I'm super excited about my guest tonight. She is so very sweet and so very special. Her name is TRECIA Powell. Woo,
Oh, thank
woo.
you.
I know. Look, this is not the normal way that I do it. I wait till I come back later to introduce, but look, we already know how it rolls. We
We
are not
roll
in
with it.
control. We roll with it. That's how it's gonna be. So, oh, we have comments already. Let's see here. Let's see who's saying hello to her. Hey, Cherie. Hey,
Hello.
Jennifer. Hey, Angela. Y'all, please go ahead and take a moment to share. Y'all know this is sharing time because sharing is caring. And we want
Yes.
everyone, yes, that is meant to see this episode to come on in. Hey, Dion. Hey, beautiful.
Hello, Dion.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so let me get back over here. While we share, please take a moment, share, and we will be right back. All right, all right. I love it.
Love
So,
it.
yes, let me see. Do I have any announcements before I get started? I'm so excited. Y'all know y'all gotta tell me to slow it down, girl. Take your time. Take your time. Um, I don't think I have any. I just want you all to start, if you can, going to the Conversations with Celena page. I know it's so easy to be right here on my personal page to watch, but I'm trying to um I guess incorporate the Conversations with Celena page a little bit more so that I can eventually move over there and get off of the personal page. That's what I've been instructed to do. So I'm trying to be obedient. Um, yeah, so y'all know y'all been meeting me here at 5 o'clock on in the morning times. I am dressed to shoes. I have not committed. Y'all cannot hold me to it. I ain't committed to that yet. But for 3 weeks, I think it has been in a row. I have been getting up, dressed to shoes, saying, "Good morning, sunshine. It is time to rise and shine." And it has been a blessing to me because it helps hold me accountable. So,
Yes, it's been
because my
awesome. I have to
yes,
catch the replay sometimes.
that's all right. That's all right. Hashtag replay. We will take it. So, who's with us tonight? Say, "Hey, Tricia," if you're with us tonight. Hey, Karen. Thank you for joining. Y'all are
Hello, Miss
awesome.
Karen.
Will one of y'all, if you're able to, tag Tricia for me, please? Because y'all know sometimes I can do it and then sometimes not. And I don't know why that is, but I tried during the break. So if y'all would do that for me, I would greatly appreciate it, so that her mom is able to see this um, conversation that we're having.
Yes.
So, my friend, my beautiful friend, how are
Yes,
you tonight?
gorgeous.
Oh, thank you,
I
girl.
am
I'll take it.
just just elated, doing awesome. Just it's a pleasure to be on your platform. I'm so excited about what you're doing. So,
Oh,
it's
listen,
an honor.
thank you, thank you. And most everybody know the story, how it's just done. It has just rolled into something that I never even imagined. But I've had so many encouraging words about this platform, about what I'm doing, even when I feel like it's not meaningful to anybody, or oh my god, I messed that up, or whatever I'm feeling afterwards. I get this confirmation that, oh my god, it was a blessing to me. Continue to
Yes.
do what you're doing, because you're blessing. So I'm thankful for the encouraging words that I get after almost every time that I go live. I guess the Lord know I got to help her. I got to help my daughter. I got to help my child out over there. So I thank him for being here and sending people to encourage. So
Yes, yes. Keep doing what you're doing. Your sincerity, it shows and pour out in every episode. So, yeah, it's just a blessing. It's a blessing.
well, awesome. Well, listen, what about your episodes that I was listening to today that I heard your
Well,
family? Look, I heard your family chime in. I said, oh, it's a family affair going on over there. When you weren't able to do it, they just jumped right in. So tell us, how did you start with your podcast?
my podcast shows started off through poetry. I wrote poetry for several years. I've written for weddings, for different events, for people's vows or whatever, different programs, for church events. So it became something that was a passion. I've always written. So long story short, I started to birth the podcast shows, just talking to my husband, and we were discussing. I was in the process of writing and journaling about the things that I was writing about, and it was just God. That's all I can explain. It was just God. There was a season and a set time for my voice to be heard in a different platform versus me going out speaking, not only in public doing public speaking, but to bring it abroad. So therefore the podcast shows were born and birth, and it was more so as a release and obedience for me, rather than to see how many people were actually going to listen to it. So it was something that was birthed out of obedience, for me to do, to release and go to that next level. So that's how that came about.
And
And I
and
tell
a
you,
lot of people don't understand that. They feel like you are doing it for that reason. Because even when I started, and I don't mean to stop you, so hold that thought right there. But when I started, I said, "Oh Lord, if it just helps one person." So I meant that. But there's something about going to check the numbers. Well, did anybody even listen to it? Did anybody even like it? And I found
mm-hmm,
myself after each one going to look, until I'm like, why are you doing that? Don't even do that to
mm-hmm,
yourself. Just put it out there, and then you keep moving. And now I do so many, I don't have time to go back and look and see if
exactly,
anybody is
exactly.
watching. And because that's not, I mean, it's important because you want the word to be getting out there. But if it's on social media, it's getting out there and it's reaching
Mm-hmm.
who it's supposed to reach. And that's
Who
all
it's
you
supposed
need to
to.
do, is be obedient, get it done, and keep it moving. And
Yeah,
when
we
Holy
we
Spirit
have a
exit, you
habit.
exit.
Yeah, exactly. But we're human and we have a habit of wanting the approval of others.
Hmm.
And a lot of times God have to speak to us and say, if I have ordained you and I promoted and put you in that position, if I approved you for this task, then you don't need approval from anybody else. So that was how God put it in my spirit to just move forward and be obedient and don't worry about the approval, because if I predestinated you to do this, I approved you.
Hmm. 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 Yeah, and we don't always feel equipped. But when you think back over your resume, when you look
Come
back
on.
over your resume and the things that you done been through, you are
Okay.
well equipped to do exactly what you're destined to do. There is no,
Exactly.
it is. It's
Exactly.
already in you. You just got to push past that fear and push past
Exactly.
that concern that other people are not going to receive you, accept you, support you. Because let me give anybody and everybody a news flash out there that wants to do anything. If by chance you are expecting certain people to be there, like you think in your mind, you know who your number one cheerleaders are going to be, your number one supporters are going to be, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. So do
Big
not be
surprise.
disappointed. Do not be disappointed because it's
Mm-mm.
not going to work out exactly the way that you think. You are going to have those few, like your husband,
Mm-hmm.
your children, you know, certain siblings, and it may not even be all of your siblings. Some may feel
Mm-hmm.
like, why are you putting your business out there? I had someone tell me that earlier in the week that I was being accused of putting my business out there. I don't look at it like that. You know, I have been silent for so many years. You
Mm-hmm.
probably have known me 20 plus years. Some
Exactly.
of this stuff is new to you because even as
Exactly.
a friend, I did not share. So now, girl, it's not like I have diarrhea at the mouth, but you would think because every time I'm on live, I'm talking because I told the Lord, you get me up off this hospital bed, I'm going to tell it. And again, I didn't think this was the part that I was going to be sharing with the world, but
Right.
He knew the process that I was going through and why I
Mm-hmm.
was going through each step to come to this point in order to be a blessing and help someone else to come out of
Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly one of my podcast shows. There is purpose in the process. There's a purpose for what you're going through. And if you're a testimony, if your light shine and you able to tell your story, it's to help one person that's going through the same exact thing. There was purpose in that process.
it. Mm-hmm.
Hey Stacy and Miss Ann, I'm sorry we're
Hey,
not ignoring
man.
you.
I know. Look, Dion, preach, girl. So yes, make sure y'all follow Tricia on Spotify and Facebook. I'll put that up there here in a moment too. So how does your husband and your children feel about this whole new process, this new you?
Well, they it's kind of old to them because I've been doing this, but they're excited, they're supportive. It's just a new spectrum, a new how would you put it, a new avenue that everybody is seeing on the outside. They've witnessed it on the inside, and they are excited. They're excited. I'll tell you, when I got sick over the holidays and I couldn't talk, I put everybody to work. You do this part, you do that.
And they
Catch
came
the
through, Mama. They came through.
I was like, okay. And they're like, we cannot say that like you. And I said, you know what? I don't need you to say it like me. I need you to stand in the gap for me.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, okay, we can do this. I said, it's a family affair. It's a family thing. And we actually have a show. I hadn't posted it yet. That we're going to I'm tweaking it because I might change some things in that broadcast. But it's family time. Let's talk. And we all, this is something that's not just for the show. We do this, I know, at least every weekend, every other weekend. We sit around the table, we eat dinner together, and we discuss different things that's on their minds.
Mm-hmm.
Like from anything, from whatever it is, from fashion to life, to just questions about things that's going on in society. If we don't educate them and teach them at home, it starts at home. We don't need them to get the wrong information outside. So we try to educate ours at home.
Right, right. Girl, go ahead on and make that difference one child at a time.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. So, let me see. She said, tell us, sister, you overcome by your testimony. Yes, ma'am.
Amen. Yes, ma'am. We are by the blood of the Lamb and the words of our testimony. Yes.
And we keep it too often, we don't share it for different reasons. And I think it just goes back to fear. And so tell us a little bit about your testimony. I know that I heard one, you had a pink girl on there.
Yes, yes. Um, Quite a few years back, not that long ago, but long enough. Actually, is just strange because the way I'm able to remember the day I was diagnosed, it was the exact day that Michael Jackson passed. So while the whole world is mourning Michael Jackson, I'm getting the news that I'm diagnosed with breast cancer. And I was the health fit nut. I worked out 6 days a week. I was active. I did work a lot. And I did have a lot of stress going on because I was busy. I was into everything. And we all know that stress does play a factor
Hmm.
in our health. Even though we try to do the things that are right, to, eat healthy, to work out and do the things that we need to do, if we're not getting enough rest and we're not, doing that part, taking care of our bodies and not resting and being stress free like we should, then that allows things like sickness to come upon us as well. So long story short, on that note, I ended up um, really sick behind the breast cancer. I did have the lumpectomy, had the cancer removed. I had over 20 surgeries. At one point, I had to be hospitalized and in rehabilitation over a year. So I spent over
Wow.
almost a year um, under doctor's care and in the hospital in Jackson, away from my family. I had extended family, but my children, I wasn't able to be at home. I mean, at one point, I was happy about those four crackers for breakfast and four crackers for lunch and four crackers for dinner until I graduated to smoothies. And a lot of people, take it for granted that they can eat whatever they want and feel okay. But I was that one was like, Lord, if you just let me keep something down, I'll be thankful and grateful, because it's difficult. And it's difficult for you to be at a place that you can't assist your children and do what they need to do, and for them to see you sick and they can't do anything to help you you know so but I tell you, to God be the glory, because there were times I couldn't bathe myself, I couldn't get out of bed, I couldn't do much of anything.
Ooh,
But
girl.
nobody would look at me now and be able to know what extent I've gone through to get where I am today.
No, not at all. 20 surgeries?
Over 20 surgeries. I know, I'm not sure how many rounds of chemo, because I they had to change me a couple of times. Over 35 radiation treatments. So this is several years of just straight treatments from 2009 to the end of 2013.
Mm. No, you look. We don't look like what we've been through. That's for sure. Girl, I know I went through it too. You are my survivor sister.
To God be the glory. Yes.
Miss Karen, you're gonna have to come tell your testimony.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Sharice say,
ma'am.
awesome God. Ann says God has a purpose for
Yes, he
your
does.
life. Yes, yes, yes. Well, we definitely appreciate you coming and sharing, because I tell you, it is a blessing when you can hear what other people have gone through, when you can hear that, because somebody out there, they're going through it right now. They're going through
That's
it
right.
as we speak. And so when they look at you and they can see what God has done for you personally,
Hmm.
because of that personal relationship that you have with Him, they will be able to hold on to just hope a little bit longer, because sometimes that's what it takes. I need to get through this night. Let me get
Yes.
through this night.
Yes. Yes.
And so,
And if you can hold on, just hang on, because help is on the way. I mean, God will never leave us nor forsake us. He is always there. You
mhm,
know, so, I tell anybody that, just trust in him, trust in God, because, he'll never leave us nor forsake us.
that's right. That's right. Because I felt like the same thing when this was in 2015. I see Miss Karen say she's 15 years out. But in 2015, I could not do anything for myself. Literally, family had to come, and thank God for Mama, because she was there. Thank God for Nelsa and so many others
Yes.
that was there. My brother, my sister, they came through for me whenever I was down and out and couldn't do it for myself. And then I was talking to Mother Irvin earlier today. She prepared meals for me. Some of the other ladies came and cleaned for me. I couldn't do anything. Like I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
even take a shower for myself or
Exactly.
nothing. Like
Exactly.
so it's a process, but it was necessary. And I have a totally different perspective of how I see life now. So, where other people may take things for granted, like when I open up these two gifts, this eye and this one, I got two eyes. I open up in the morning time. I'm so thankful just to see another day and be able to lay eyes on my
Exactly.
children. And I don't take that for granted. Going live, I don't take that for granted. Whenever
Exactly.
people take the time to listen to me, I don't want to just be rambling on. Y'all hear me say all the time, when Holy Spirit leave, I'm right there too. We got to go. Bye,
Exactly.
y'all. Smile, sunshine, because I don't want to do this in myself, because self
That's
will
right.
mess it up. And
That's
I'm
right.
not
Every
trying to do
time.
that. I'm not trying to do that. Mm-mm. If I don't do nothing but come say good morning or you dress to shoes, maybe that's all that it was meant for me to say on that day. And those
Exactly.
words still bless somebody. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
so thankful that you're sharing your testimony with us tonight. That is a blessing.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Angela. Sheree says, that's right. I remember when you were sick, but God.
Yes. But
Timber says,
God.
amen. Yes. Hey, Lon. Thank you for joining.
Hello.
Look at Sheree. That's right, sunshine.
Yes, ma'am.
So, what else do you have? You say that there's a family affair coming out. That's going to be in podcast form, right?
That's correct. Yes, that's
Okay.
gonna be, that's the round table talk with the family. Like I said, just kind of retworking some things. So that'll come out a little bit later. Trying to, the girls, they don't want to, hey, that's your thing, but they have an opinion and they have a voice and they want to say some things. And I say, okay, well, do you want to, okay, we're going to do this, then we're going to do this. So I think they're excited about venturing in into, actually recording their voice and their part, especially after they did the initial stand in for me. I had the kids and the husband, everybody had the part.
Everybody had a part that they had to play. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes. But I just I appreciate the exposure and the platform and just breaking down. I know that there are several podcast shows. I don't know if there's in whichever ones that you listen to,
Girl, I've
but
been to listen today, so I probably made it through almost all of them.
you said you binge listen today.
I was, yes.
uh well, I have a couple of them that I just highlight on because the meaning of those shows are so significant to me. Um, I don't know if you heard the one Happy Birthday. Did you listen to the Happy Birthday one?
Mm-hmm. We
Yeah.
celebrate everybody else's birthday, and then your new birth is in Christ. That's your new birthday. When
Oh,
you were
that
born
is
again.
it's so awesome because when we think of our birthday, we thinking about the natural form, the day we were born, you know but the thing about it, when God gave me that particular show, he was like, a lot of times people don't think about rebirth, that rebirth, and when I make you over, when I make you new, when I bring you to that next level, when I birth something new out of you, that's
Mhm.
when you actually begin to live again. So this is your new birthday, the day that I birthed new life into you. So I was so excited and fascinated about that. It's just a play on words. And I was like, well, God, when people say happy birthday, they thinking about the natural sense, but I say happy birthday when somebody change and give their lives to Christ. When they go from one level to the next, when they go from glory to glory, that God elevate them to the next level, that's a new birthing in
Yeah,
them, and I
yes,
celebrate that new birthing with them.
yes.
So that's what the Happy Birthday podcast show reflects and what it's about.
Well, I can relate to that because my new birthday was in 2015 when I was sick and almost, keyword almost died. I felt like that new chance, that second chance, that new opportunity that I had to do life differently, that
Exactly.
was my new birthday,
Oh, yes, yes,
people, I
yes.
tried to give this speech somewhere, and I was talking about I was 2 years old, and they're looking like 2 years old. Yes, I'm two. You're looking at a
2 years
2 year old.
renewed.
2 years renewed. Yes.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Miss Karen. Yes, 2 years renewed. I tell you, it's a different thing. It's a totally different thing. And someone approached me and was like, "You have such a glow. You look so vibrant, you know." And I was like, "It's something about when you have the glory of the Lord upon you. I mean, He will. You come through fire and don't smell like smoke and don't have
Don't
a
smell
bit
like
of soot on you. You know what I'm
look.
saying?
Yes,
It's just,
girl. Don't make me jump up and shout. Y'all know I be sitting in this chair, but I be itching to jump up and shout. I got to make
oh
it to
my
where the
goodness.
Woo,
I'm telling
Lord.
you, I said, God, I
Yes.
said, if you bring Daniel through the lion's den and them Hebrew boys through the fiery furnace, I thank God. Because
Woo.
I tell you, if you did it for them, you could do it for me.
You could do it for me. Yes. And look, when people tell me that, they'll say, "You got a glow." I say, "Well, it ain't the pregnant glow. I could tell you that."
It's the glory glow.
Glory glow. Woo. Yes,
Yes, yes.
Lord.
I
Thank
tell
you.
you, I
Thank
get
you.
excited all the time about the goodness. I mean, really. I mean, he's just been so good to me. I mean, when I looked over, I got an email um from my other platforms, and they said, well, I didn't know that I had listeners in Australia and France.
What?
I didn't know. And they was like, yeah, you have this percentage that's listening in Australia. You have this platform listening in France. I tell you, when God said he'll send you abroad, you ain't got to go nowhere. He'll send your words abroad. So I
Hmm.
thank God for just the exposure, even in Australia and France.
Yes, yes. We are thankful, girl. Get that word out.
Yes, yes, yes.
Well, I'm trying to do healthy, girl. Got me a smoothie going
Do
on.
healthy.
Yes. So for hopeless romantics like me, I need to hear a little bit about the love story.
Oh, let me tell
Ooh,
you.
go on, tell us, girl. This is the I Am TRECIA Power Show. Go flowing through conversations with Celena, and we're about to find out some stuff today. We got podcasts. We in Australia. Y'all are looking at an amazing woman of God. So I'm so glad that you all are tuned in. If you have not hit share, it is not too late. Hit share so this beautiful woman that this has this awesome testimony, it will reach more and more and more people than not. So don't tell us about this love story, girl, because
Well,
you know I'm
first,
trying
let
to
me
keep
tell
hope
you.
alive.
We're gonna
Uh,
keep hope alive. Let me
I'm
tell
keeping
you.
hope alive. This hopeless romantic gonna grab a hold of your story. This love story you
Girl,
about to tell me, hunty.
well, let me tell you. First, let me tell you how he did me. He look, one of the podcast shows that is posted is a poem that he wrote for me. When I say my best friend from the cradle, this man that I married is my best friend from the cradle. Our parents worked together, our grandparents are friends, and I mean, this is somebody that was my best friend. And you don't ever know how God will bring you back around full circle.
Come all the
We
way
were
back
best
around.
friends. And let me tell you, the kids coming up and all I mean have been around each other and we're best friends all the time. Rode our bikes to the post office together, and I mean, Grace told all the kids, tell the kids all my business because he know everything about me. I mean, like really, literally. Um,
My boyfriend, my boyfriend.
right, right. We kind of lost touch. I moved away. He went in the military, and we kind of went our separate ways. Lived our own lives, and happenstance. I mean, God brought that thing back around full circle. Brought him back into my life. It was like we picked up right where we left off. I mean, he's like, yeah, and you used to steal my candy when I worked at the store down the street. I said I didn't steal it because we were best friends. I just took it. I mean, he worked at the little corner store. He always, he was always entrepreneur. He was always gonna make some money. You know what I'm saying? So just it was just a beautiful thing because we were best friends always, and
Wow.
we were friends always, soulmates always. So when he said, you know what, he said we were friends, and I prayed and asked God, if you allow my friend to be back in my life, he said I will never let her leave again. And that was just the most beautiful thing. And he was like, you know what? You don't have to worry about the walls. He said, because the walls will be torn down. God set you in a place and he prepare you. He allow you to heal. He allow you to get, he's the potter and we're the clay. He remolds us and makes us and prepare us for who he have for us. And I had to be in a place where I was once broken. He said, okay, well, let me break you more and remake you and remold you, because that person I had set aside for you, because your flaws and you were put in a position to where the hurt and the pain that you went through, I don't want you bringing that there. I need to let me make you over. Let me heal you and mend you just and prepare you just for him. Because you know what? You're going to be treated like the queen that you are. You're going to have a love like you never had before.
Girl, where
And
my
I tell you,
Kleenex at?
and I tell you that when I say the sweetest person ever, I mean, it's just, I mean, if I'm in a rage or a storm, he's the calm to my storm. I mean, like, he's so balanced and patient and sweetheart, babe, one of those. And I'm like, no, because
Ready to fight.
and he's like, no, no, maybe you need to go in your prayer closet. No, go think that thing over. And I'm going like, now he gonna send me to the prayer
How
closet.
you gonna send? You need to go to the prayer closet.
I mean, I tell you, but God knows exactly what you mean, because he know my walk. He know me and he know what I stand for. And for somebody to know you and have a relationship with God, just like you have a relationship with God, and encourage you to say, hey, think about that thing. Go into your prayer space and let God work that thing out for you. That means we walking on one accord. You know what I'm saying? That means we are in this together. We equally yoke. You know what I'm saying? So there's no conflict. Even when we disagree, it's not a disagreement. We just jail, we jail.
Wow. Girl, I had to grab me something. I felt I felt them welling up in the corner of my eye. That's a beautiful love story. I mean, when I tell you, this girl over here, I don't know if I like the crushing and breaking down part, but hey, I guess I done been crushed and broken already, so a little bit more crushing ain't gonna kill.
Well,
If
I
that's
tell
what
you
it's gonna
what,
take to
I
give
tell
me
you
what I
what,
got to
this is
be.
the time, for the remolding and making you for who God have for you. If you done been crushed and broken,
I done
just
been
break
crushed and
gracefully. You
broken.
already gracefully broken. So now allow him to mend and mold you and put you back together again for who he have for you.
Come
Yeah.
on, Jesus.
Come
Look,
through. We
come
waiting
on.
on you. Come through.
We waiting on you, Jesus. He like, you can talk that watch all you want to. I'm gonna move when I get ready to move.
I
Do
know,
you have
right?
your
Well, let me tell you, that's what I said too. I was like, his time, and I got to the point where I said,
Zanthia? I can't do
this
you
ain't for
tonight,
me.
girl. Look, John Zanthia. G G G G G G. We just call on the name of G. We gonna tear it till he show up. G G G G G G G G.
Let me tell you, I had gotten to the point. I mean, and we were just friends. And I was like, let me tell you something. I was like, this dating thing and remarriage, this is not for me. This is not for me. God said, yeah, I'm gonna make you laugh because you telling me your plans and I'm telling you the plans I have for you. I was like,
Oh,
yeah.
girl,
So
you
that was,
need my Kleenex over there.
yes, I do.
Oh, the reason we are still here is because it was a setup from God. Yes, ma'am. Cynthia says
And
amen. Hey, Cynthia, welcome.
hello, Cynthia. Yes,
Cynthia,
absolutely
you got
right.
me hollering over here, calling on G G G G G. We gonna tear it till he show up, baby. I'm
Till
gonna
he
go in the
show
prayer
up.
closet tonight.
Look, won't he come through? We're
Oh
gonna tear it
Lord,
till he get here.
Girl, we got some Terry till he get here. Call
We
on
gonna tear it till you get here.
GGGGG. Do you remember them days, girl?
Yes, yes,
GGGGG.
we gonna tear it. Call on him.
Call on him. Look, being there all night, all
Oh,
morning. We gotta
you
go to
know.
school. This school right here. Get back down on your knees. My knees hurt. That's all right. Lean to the side.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
all night church.
All night church. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Fanny.
Hey,
Pray
that's my
boy.
lovely friend, Fanny. Love you,
Pray boy
girl.
who you want. That's how I was blessed with my boyfriend. Girls, y'all have to hear Lon say boyfriend, baby. It ain't like nobody else. I ain't never heard nobody call boyfriend the way she said. It tickles me.
Gone, Lon.
Look, my boyfriend gonna be my husband. GGG, y'all got Dion over there laughing. She know. We all know.
Girl, I'm telling you.
Teresa know.
Look, I said I'm still dating. My husband is my boyfriend. We still dating. We have to go sneak out and have date nights.
Mhm.
Ah.
She said, "Love you too, TRECIA Powell." Oh, y'all are awesome. Well, girl, what else you want your fan base to know? Because now you got a whole fan base going on. Australia, you international, hunty.
Girl, I know, huh?
Just look, bring me on with you, honey. Let me come
Hey,
on your
come on.
platform and be on
Come
your
on.
podcast.
Come right on. We can take that flight together.
Mhm. Miss Karen say it's ironic that all three of us are survivors and still here to tell the story.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
a
Yes,
blessing. Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, yes. That is a blessing. Orchestrated by God. Yes.
Thank you, Jesus.
I mean, that's truly our purpose. Our purpose is to bear witness, of his miracles, of his glory, it is only our lives are not our own. We're a vessel used for God's glory. I mean, a lot of times what we go through, it don't feel good. It don't feel good us going through it, but the process is worth it. The process is necessary. Our lives is a story for God's glory. That's what it is. It's all because of him. It's all for him, you know, just to show people that you too, with the help of God, you too, can do whatever, anything but fail.
And just, I guess I just really want to reiterate. Can you still hear me okay? Because, girl, I didn't lean back. I'm
I can hear you.
girl, this just, the whole host just done relax and just like, listen. Because this is so true and it's just a comfortable conversation that we're having. But if you just can encourage somebody to hold on, because there's a time and a place where you don't want to hear that. I'm just being honest. You do not want to hear, oh, you ain't going through it for you going through it for somebody else. You want to be like, well, let them go through it for themselves. That's what you be thinking. And sometimes you will find yourself saying it because it gets so hard and so difficult, the things that you're going through, that you're like,
And you're
I
right.
thought they said this too shall pass. When is the joy coming in the morning? Because I'd have
When
been
it's
asleep
coming?
and woke
Where is
up.
my
I was
morning?
asleep. When is the morning? Where is the morning? Because I see the sunshine out there, but I can't see the sunshine, if you know
I
what I'm
know.
saying.
Exactly.
And so, but if you can just really and truly have that hope, have your faith activated in the midst
Mm-hmm.
of the storm, it's like
Mm-hmm.
none other when you come through it, because you're amazed. Like you
Yes,
said, you go through the fire, but you don't smell like smoke. You don't look
exactly.
like soot.
Exactly.
And just those dark places, just keeping it for real, those dark places, you become suicidal sometimes
Yes.
where you want to check out and you hate to take what people would say the easy route, but you just tired. You're like,
You
I don't
tired.
want to do it. If this is what it is, if this is what life is all about, I don't want to do it no more.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just hold on,
If you
I
just
just
hold
look
on.
back now and thinking, had I done that, had I followed through with those emotions and those feelings, because what you
Mm-hmm.
feeling, you can't live life on an emotion and a feeling. I'm sorry.
You
You don't
can't.
want to check out. You want to check out all the time.
I'm trying
You
to
know,
tell you.
you'll want to hurt people. You'll want to check out. You'll just live life all sporadically and all over the place on those emotions. But
Yes.
I look at my children, and no matter how nerve wracking they can be, they're such a blessing. And
Yes.
I'm so thankful that when I open up my two gifts, I can lay eyes on them.
Mm-hmm.
That is such a blessing to me. And I just wouldn't want to even think about missing out on that, missing out on this. Like,
Exactly.
now that I'm being free, I'm able to talk to Cherie. I'm able to talk to Miss Karen. I saw Miss Karen the other day. Miss Karen ain't seen me out, and I don't even know how long. I was over there for a jam fest that ended up being something else other than a jam fest. But
Mm-hmm.
she saw me. I talked to Angela. Who else on there? Fanny and I, we're gonna be eating, doing a mukbang, having fun, living life. Whereas
I'm gonna have to
before,
learn like where she getting all this seafood, this good stuff she be eating.
baby, I'm like, Fanny, I'm jealous because I can't cook and prepare my food like that. But she be over there, she be laughing.
She
Wherever she get that laugh from, she had me laughing, and she didn't even start saying that yet. She just be, I don't even know what she's doing. To eat that food. But I'm enjoying life with people that I care about. Even if it's she all
mm-hmm.
the way over there in Texas, but it's okay because I feel connected to her through
Exactly.
her skits, her TikToks, and her YouTube. And then it's just a blessing. And people, I was the main one not trying to be caught up on social media, but now I know it's a way of connecting with others in this day.
Exactly.
If you don't
Exactly.
connect through social media, you're gonna miss out because that's
Mm-hmm.
where it's happening at.
Mm-hmm.
Especially during a pandemic, this is how
Mm-hmm.
you reach people. This is how you communicate with people. This is how you sow into others' lives. And for me, now it's how I'm cultivating my friendships.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. It's all in the way you use it. It's the purpose. What is your purpose for this platform? You see what I'm saying? The social media, it can be a good thing and it can be a hindrance, but it's all in the way that you use it. And I tell you, the way that we're using it, I'm telling you, it's just a blessing. It's a blessing for every one of us to be able to connect and to bear witness of one another, testify to one another, encourage and uplift one another. I mean, it's awesome.
look at Lawrence. Lawrence, you still there? He said, "What are you ladies talking about?" He probably caught us laughing. My bank popping out, talking about some GGG, girl. That's gonna tickle me when I go back. I don't never even get a chance to go watch the replay, but I'm gonna have to go watch the replay on this one. That girl
On
got
this
just
one.
cracking up. Yes, I've been here, but God. Love you too, Lon. Let's see what Miss Karen said.
Yes,
There were times I wanted to give up. I was tired of chemo. I was tired of radiation. I was just tired of being so sick. I was tired of all the meds. I was tired of being bald headed. I was just tired. But God brought me through, even though I could not see coming out.
you're
Wow.
exactly right. You
That
are
is
you are
powerful.
exactly
Exactly.
right. And I'm gonna tell you what, if your mind frame, if you don't have a mind to say, Lord, even though I have all of this stuff going on, I still yet trust you. Because I'm gonna tell you, my doctors didn't even understand my attitude. I mean, they were like, "You the happiest sick person I ever seen in my."
Hmm.
and, and I said, "You know what?" I said, all sickness is not unto death. And he looked at me, and I said, "You know what?" I said, "Whatever the will of the Lord is for my life, I know it's a purpose." And then he said, "You know what?" He said, "You talking like this?" He said, "I already know your life have purpose, and we're gonna do whatever we can do to make sure you perform whatever purpose that God have for you." So
Hmm.
it was just awesome to just even encourage the doctors to do their best.
Right. Well, I know that I had doctors who didn't even believe in themselves for a while because they caused me a mystery case. Nobody could seem to figure out what was going on, and I was going from hospital to hospital and doctor to doctor. You talking about being tired? I was sick and tired of them poking and probing and testing and up this way and up this way. They're just going in
Mm,
every direction,
every-
only to come up with the same conclusion oh, we don't know. You just a mystery case or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
come to find out, one of the doctors in particular said, oh, I don't like a challenge. And
Oh,
that's how he
wow.
saw me, was a challenge. And so if you don't like a challenge, be kind enough to say, ma'am, let me send you on over here. Just don't let
Mm-hmm.
me keep coming back to you and coming back to you and you knowing this ain't your specialty. This
This
ain't what
not
you
your
ain't gonna be
area.
bothered with. This ain't your area.
Right.
Send me on somewhere else. But it took my complete collapse, literally. I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
on my job. I wasn't even in school at the time. I had to stop school, collapsed on the living room floor, and had to be rushed to. At that time, they took me to Oxnard, North Shore,
My
in
God.
Slidell. And man, if Mama could marry that doctor that was up in there, she probably would, because she knows she loved and talked about his name over and over and over, because he was determined to try and help me. He was determined to try to
Yes.
figure out what was going on. He was like my real live house. You know that Dr.
Mm-hmm.
House? To be like, I'm
Yes.
determined to figure it out. That's what he was. And I'm so thankful that the Lord used him, and he allowed the Lord to use him in order to,
Yes.
you know, do whatever, medicate me, however, give me
Mm.
whatever he needed to give me through that IV to make me come on out of there.
Right. Right. I
Stacy
mean,
says, Tricia, you're always the same every time. Such a beautiful spirit. That sounds familiar.
oh,
Somebody told me about the
thank
same thing today. I love
thank
it.
you so much. I love you so much. I mean, I am me. I am me, definitely.
Believe and receive. Hey, Sarah. Y'all are
Hello,
so
Sarah.
awesome tonight. Everybody's so interactive. You're so
My
right.
husband said, I think you know everybody.
Mhm.
I said, no, not everybody. He said, but everybody knows you.
You're so right, but God placed all the right people in my life, even my MDs. My oncologist told me last month we have grown old together. I still see my oncologist today. Guess we are family now. It's good to have that type of family to be connected to them.
Come on now. I'm gonna need you to come through. Make sure I'm good.
Aw,
Thank you so much, Fanny. With your beautiful self.
girl. Okay, so Fanny was on here. I don't know if you've seen that show, girl. You're gonna have to go back and do the hashtag replay on that one. So we had talked backstage, right? Like you and I were talking. And
Right.
so it was Fanny. It was the month of confidence. That's what we did. This month is motivation. I don't even know if I share with you that this month is I am motivated. So every month there's an affirmation surrounded conversations with Celena. But anyway, she and Dr. Dawn did the confidence one. So we're backstage. I'm like, okay, Dawn, I know to call you Dawn and not Lee. Okay, Fanny, I know to call you Lasagna and not Fanny. She let me go through the whole thing.
Calling her.
Fanny, I'm looking at her. I see the name say Lasagna, but that just wasn't resonating with me that night because we just having a conversation and we talking. I think I done called you Tracy a couple times, but I'm trying to remember it's Tricia, girl, because I'm all about
Tracy is
pronouncing.
fine. Tracy is fine. Everybody.
We need to let people know what the real name. I know we've been calling you Tracy all these years, but the correct pronunciation is Tricia. Tricia Powell. And here I'm calling Lasagna Fanny the whole episode. I'm like, no, Fanny, tell us so and so and so and so. And she's talking, and I don't know what she over there grinning about this because she tickles at me every time I'm referring to her as Fanny. I said, Lord, y'all a mess.
She said she's not paying attention to those words on that screen. She just know who she talking to.
She know who she's talking to.
But that's that love and that friendship bond, baby. You know, we good with it.
We good. I see her every Tuesday and Friday. She's always smiling.
Oh,
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. I think I
so
interrupted
sweet.
you. I was asking you, what did you want your fans to know? And I don't know. We get the tickling and laughing and getting
Oh
silly
my goodness.
and stuff.
Just to visit the page and or the website, go through and listen to the podcast shows. They're uplifting, encouraging, empowerment segments. I even have some PSA, like when the voting thing was going on. It's just whatever it is that's God lay on my heart at the time. I mean, I really a lot of times we want to write certain things, but God takes control. I allow God to guide me and lead me into what to say, because it's not about what we want to say. It's what God wants to be said to the people, for them to receive. It depends on what the need of the people is at that particular time. We may be wanting to talk about, you know, something else, and at the time somebody just needs to hear an uplifting or an encouraging word, you know. I have a segment on there, encourage yourself. Is really inspiring, because a lot of times we look for other people to validate or uplift or encourage us, and at the same time, people hear us, people, they pat us on the back, but sometimes, it's not when we want it or when we think we need to hear it. So sometimes you just have to encourage yourself and know what God gave you, and just stand firm in what your task is. So, just have to kind of say, hey, I trust God. I have to encourage myself to keep going, because, I know, what my task is. I know what I'm here to do, so.
And I'm so glad that you said that, because I finally just, I guess in the last week, I'm gonna say I started doing maybe 2 weeks. So my family is the CWC community, the Conversations with Celena community. So that's how I refer to us.
Hmm.
And my purpose, because it takes you a while sometimes to figure out what your purpose is, but I say now that my purpose is I am I, which is to inspire, motivate, and inform. So inspiration, motivation, and information. But it took me a minute to get there, because people tell you to be niche focused, do one thing and be on that one thing. Well, when you doing what the Lord tell you to do, it don't always work out that way.
No.
And no, it doesn't. And I started to feel bad because I wasn't being in that mold that, or doing it the way that people thought that I was supposed to do it, having this one focus. So when you come see me, like I asked the people if I could come out there in the morning for the prayer in the park. And she said,
Hmm.
well, what is your podcast about? Lord, I'm gonna have to get me a little script together, because I said, I'm like, well, it varies actually. You can catch us on Saturday night and we're talking about somebody that's an author, that's a business person, that's a wife, that's a podcaster, whatever it is that they are purposed to do in their life, and they feel led and moved to share it on this platform, because it's going to
Hmm.
be a blessing to somebody else, it's going to motivate somebody else, it's going to inspire somebody else, it's going to be informative. Just what you told us tonight, if nothing else, we need to be going getting ourselves checked immediately. I done missed my last 2 appointments. I'm just gonna put it out there. That one was Thursday.
Yes. Yes.
One was Thursday. I forgot it. I was sitting here working, and I realized, oh my God, I done missed my appointment. And I had to call them afterwards and be like, I need to reschedule. But that was like before, I had it the week before, and I caught it ahead of time and said, oh, I need to reschedule it for Thursday. Then when
Hmm.
Thursday came, I got consumed with what I was doing, and then I missed the appointment. But you have informed us on the importance of checking ourselves, going to have,
Definitely.
going to the doctor. This has been beneficial. So I told the people it varies. They haven't gotten back with me, but I'm just going to show up with my camera if I'm led to let the community know, hey, if you're watching, there's prayer in the park if you
Hmm.
want to come out here, because that's what I'm doing now. And
Hmm.
the Lord tells me, stop popping up on stuff. Ain't nobody told you to come over here and do that. But I know in this community, a lot of things happen and you find out after the fact.
After.
Yeah. So it's
Exactly.
like, if you want
Exactly.
us to participate and you want us to attend, the word has to start getting out a different way so that
Way.
it actually reaches
Exactly.
the people in enough time. Because when I'm out there live, if you like me, it's like, shoot, I need to get my mind right for that. Y'all should have told me this yesterday.
Yesterday, exactly.
But there are some people that will jump straight up and be like, "Oh, I didn't know they was doing that. Let me run on out here." So it's
Hmm.
just we learning. We're learning.
But I tell you what, the way God give you things, you have to be obedient, because a lot of times to other people, what God tell us to do or show us what to do, it
Don't
don't
make
make
sense.
sense.
It don't make
It
sense to
don't make
us.
sense,
But you be
but it
like,
make
this.
miracles.
It makes miracles.
It don't make sense. I mean, like, when God lead, you follow, because there's a purpose in it. There's a reason behind it, and you find out in the by and by. In the beginning, it's just like, I don't know why I'm doing this, I don't know why I'm saying this, or I don't know why I'm being led in this direction. And then later you have someone come in and say, I needed that, or
Mm-hmm.
that was just what I needed, or um I had a friend that was in this situation, and I needed that information to translate to her, to
Yes.
so it just, you never know, you never know, but we definitely, with the mammograms and getting ourselves checked, and just making sure we're health conscious is definitely a must amongst our women. Which leads me to, I do have I coordinate the Pink Affair Conference every year. Every year, it's a breast cancer awareness conference that I host, and I bring women from all over to come in. Actually, I had nurse practitioners, nurses, different people to come in, people that bring in information about different funds and fundraisers that they have in order to help pay for some of the things that either breast cancer test or breast cancer, people that are going through treatment need, or counselors, or pamphlet. I have all the information at my conferences, the up to date to what's going on now. So that's a part of my mission that God allowed me to birth through what I've been through. So that's
Mm-hmm.
a positive thing that has come out of that, and I thank God for that, because a lot of times, you see other people in other areas in other states, that have these things, but we don't have it ourselves. So that was something that was laid on my heart to do, and it's been successful over the last few years.
Well, that's amazing. I hope to get an invitation this year so I can come
Oh,
and
definitely, definitely.
do something. I can participate some kind of way. Listen to what Miss
Yes.
Abigail said to you. I don't know you personally, but our spirits do connect. I can relate with everything that has transpired so far, and that makes us family.
Yes, ma'am. We are family, Miss Abigail.
Miss
I
Abigail,
thank you
amen.
for those
Because
comments.
God is moving, and it can be dangerous to be where God used to be.
Come on now. Come on.
Let's see,
Mm-mm.
what's Stacy? Yes, we have to be obedient. Yes, Stacy, we do. Because y'all know my
Yes.
story from last week. My last week, I quit. I quit. I think it was on a Tuesday. I was all crazy and discombobulated, and what I felt like I said didn't make a difference until I got
Mm-hmm.
offline and I said, Lord, that's it. That did. I don't even know what I said myself, so I know ain't nobody else can make heads and tails of what that was. And then I got a message, and y'all know I've read it a couple times. I can't repeat it verbatim yet. I read it a couple more times. I probably will, but it basically just said, I needed that. You are my
Mm-hmm.
sunshine this day. And I asked God to show me, to give me a reason to want to continue to live in the midst of my troubles and my troubled
Mm-hmm.
times. And just encouraged me to keep doing what I was doing, because that word that I had read to them, or read to, my family, was
Yes.
cultivate hope. And at that moment, she felt hopeless
She
until
felt
I
hopeless.
read that. She felt hopeless. And so we do have to
My
be
God.
obedient, even when it doesn't seem right, even though when it doesn't seem big. We think everything got to be grand. We think it's all got to be pretty and cute. Like I was talking
Mm-hmm.
about that prayer closet. I didn't wait until I got it all fixed up. I had a plant sitting over there. I threw that plant up in there, and I had bought sign a few months ago, wasn't doing anything with it. I threw it in there, but I'd have been in that closet if I wouldn't have had either one of those two things. And people was like, I didn't even know it was a closet until you said something, or I didn't know it was a closet until I saw the shelf. But it was significant to me at this point in
Yes.
time in my life. And so I'm just using what I got and I'm keeping it moving, and God is blessing it just like it is.
God don't need but a little bit. He needs
He
your
don't need,
obedience. And come on now, come through, show up and be obedient. I got the rest.
I
Make
got
you
the
look like you in a whole big office, a big studio, because you really can't tell.
look, you can't look and be all up in the closet. I'm in this little closet, me and the good Lord in this camera.
Come on now,
I'm gonna get me a ring light. Somebody told me I need to get me a ring light for the closet.
come through.
Somebody send me
I
some
told you
funds for the ring light.
that ring light, that ring light will save you.
Look, Lord have mercy.
Look, my daughters told me, they say, you're a little old school. We got to bring you on back. They the one got my ring light together. You gonna need to come on through, mama, because right there, you're gonna have to work that lighting out. And that's not it.
They are something else. Miss Karen say, don't forget her with the conference now.
Oh, most definitely, Miss Karen. I definitely will not forget you.
You
Not
got to have
forget
a
you.
whole setup before you get off. You ain't gonna have too many more people to invite because we gonna show
Well,
up.
I know, right? I usually post it on Facebook, my conferences, but Stacy come every year. I think Stacy shows up every year. I appreciate, yes, but we have a good time. We have definitely a wonderful time. The conference was so awesome last year, so I may expand it out into a different area this time, but I know that a nurse practitioner, Kim, she comes and she does a segment in my at my conference.
Okay, all right.
Hmm.
Hey, comedian, thank you so much. Where you performing at? Can we come watch it live, or we don't need to watch it live after the glory of God done been on us? You might be over there. Is it PG? He's like, it's not. That's all right. Laughter good for the soul. We're gonna come over there and laugh with you after we finish.
Is
GG.
laughing over here.
Look, we GG. We're finna GGG over here, and we go he over there.
Cherie put us in the she put us in the glory right there. She put us in that
Cherie
Tyrion
is
mode.
crazy. Oh my God. My stomach be hurting by the time I leave her. Sometimes the thing that God allows us to go through is not for us. We're just his tools. I had to learn that above all. Miss Kim,
Exactly.
that's a hard one too. That's a hard pill to swallow.
Yes. Yes. We just have to remember that, the whole idea of it is to go through it. It's not for us to get stagnated and settle in that place. It's not
Mhm.
for us to, waddle in it. It's for us to go through it.
Go through it.
That's the whole purpose of that testimony. You can't graduate sitting in the same grade, going taking the same test over and over again. You have to graduate and go through it to the next grade. How you going to elevate if you stay right there in the same classroom and go through the same thing because you don't want to finish your test? You can't have a testimony without a test.
You
So
can't
you
have a
complete
test.
that test and you can get to the testimony. And once you get through that test and that testimony, then you elevate to that next grade. And eventually you can graduate high school and college because you done went through your test. You done
Girl,
went through
I
that
got so
exam.
sick of failing. I'm like, I keep repeating this same thing. What am I missing? Like, I need the answers so I can study for the next test because I got sick of repeating. I'm like, if I repeat this grade one more time and have to go through this same test one more again, God, he'd be like, that's you because you ain't listening. If you sit
You
down
ain't
and be
listening.
quiet, use these, y'all. We need to
Come
start
on now.
listening, two
Mm.
ears to hear, which means we need to listen more than we what? Talk.
Study to be quiet. Study to be quiet.
Be
Ooh,
quiet.
I'm gonna tell you, God had to shut me up a few times because I'm tell you, I get riled up and this mouth go to going,
I know. I got you, girl. He
and I
prepares
had to.
for our reward.
And it's
Yes.
bad when God have to get loud with you because I hear the voice of the Lord and when he says shh and it get real loud and I'm going like, okay, Lord, I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Hush,
Hush.
hush.
Sit down somewhere, little
Sit
girl.
down.
Sit down, little
Mm-hmm.
girl. Stop popping
Mm-hmm.
that gum.
Oh, come on.
Woo.
Oh my goodness. When I tell you, it was the most rewarding thing though, because it was just in the obedience and him just saying, I just need you to stand still and watch me work. Just hush.
Watch
You ain't
me
got to
work.
do nothing. You ain't got to say a word. You ain't got to fight a battle. I got this. If you hush and let me do it.
Yeah.
I tell you, that was the quickest elevation. Just being obedient and being quiet.
And
I
I have
and I
found that
watched
some
it.
things have worked out. Like if I'm quiet and don't get so caught up in the feelings that we were talking about earlier, because a lot of times we want to react when someone we feel like have hurt us, thinking
Yes,
it's all about us, not realizing that they're going through something at this particular time in their life. It has nothing to do with you. You take it
personally.
personal and then you go
Exactly.
after them. But if you just be quiet, sit back and watch and wait, it
Mm-hmm.
works out. It just
It
works
works out.
itself out. And you maintain that relationship. But a lot of times people feel like, oh, I got to let her know that, rolling the neck and popping the fingers, and I got to let him know that you ain't about to do, and it just causes problems. You don't feel any better. You've pushed them further away. Whereas if
Way.
you would just go be quiet, go in
Mm-hmm.
that closet and just listen on what your
Mm-hmm.
next move needs to be. But baby, I done found when you busy taking care of you, you know how you hear all these years. If you take care of you and what you got going on, you ain't got time for the
Got
rest.
time for nobody
I
else.
don't have even time to be worrying about somebody not talking to me. Somebody didn't come see me. They missed their appointment. If they do, I'm like, you could have at least took care of business the right way, pick up the phone and call. And that's as much thought as I can give and energy that I can give to this situation and this person because I got to
Yes.
keep it moving. I got work to do. I got my real job. I got live at 5 o'clock in the mornings. I got live on Saturday nights. I did a
Mm-hmm.
live on Thursday night. I got and I got two children that's telling my mom, what we gonna eat? Y'all grown. What are you talking about, mama? What we gonna eat?
What you gonna
So
cook for me?
I do not have time to sit with an idle mind worrying
Mm-mm.
about why this person not talking to me or why this
Mm-mm.
person didn't do this or what happened in this situation. I just don't. And so we hear that all the time, but when you really get busy taking care of what you need to take care of, you don't have time.
You don't have time. You really don't.
You
You
really
really don't. I mean, you stay busy. I mean, if you're not busy doing something in your personal life and work life, I mean, studying the word of God in order to make sure that you're in good standing and that you hearing from God. You need to be able to hear instruction from God. So if you doing what you need to do, you don't have time to hear negativity or nothing from anybody else. I mean, your mindset is at a different level to where
on a
even if
different
they
level.
come at you with something, through love and kindness have I drawn thee. I'm a love you and keep it pushing. Now, when you get it together, it's gonna be all good. But I'm gonna keep it moving.
I'm gonna keep it moving, honey. I ain't got time to let the grass grow underneath my feet. I done been stagnant and curled up in the fetal position in the corner, sucking my thumb, crying, depressed for too long. I'm not doing
Hmm.
that anymore. And
Exactly.
I can't. I refuse. My latter day is gonna be better. And guess what? My latter days are
Yes.
here. My latter day is
Exactly.
here right now. Life
That's
is
right now.
good. And I'm not settling anymore for foolishness. I'm not settling for people that are disrespectful because if I know my worth, I need for you to know my worth too. And that's where
Exactly.
I made my mistake. A lot of times I allow myself to be in the presence of people who could take you or leave you. I
Hmm.
see those
Don't
memes all the
settle.
time.
Don't
Don't
settle.
settle. No.
Mm-mm. And
And don't try to
you can be
convince people.
bougie. You can be bougie and all whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna just be bougie today.
Let me be bougie. Yes. Yes, yes.
Yes.
But it's a process, and I don't know where I'm going. Like I know that you're one of the things that you're doing is the pink, the chemo, the breast cancer,
Hmm.
not the chemo, but the breast cancer awareness event.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just thinking maybe mine needs to be with maybe the younger women. Maybe I need to take on something in that aspect, because if you could just realize and recognize early who you are and
Yes.
who you are, your
Mm-hmm.
life is going to be so different. You're going to save yourself so much heartache and pain. Not saying
Yes.
you're not going to go through, because you're going to go through. It's just you're going to go through with a different perspective. You'll go through with God and not just
Mm.
over yonder with wrestling and dancing with the devil, sleeping with
Mm-hmm.
the enemy, letting all those
Mm-hmm.
different spirits attach to you, and you wondering why
Oh,
you feeling the way that you feeling. And it's
feeling.
because you done
Yes.
laid with this one and laid with that one, or did this
Soul
and did
ties.
that, and just soul tying yourself to all these different people that are not meant to be for you.
Exactly. Exactly. Most definitely.
So
Yes. Building up
that's
some
just
girl
a thought.
power. Girl
Some
power.
girl power. Yes, some girl power. Because I don't have girls. I have the boys. And I thought I would have a girl. I guess the Lord knew she'd be crazy. I'd be crazy. Somebody be over here just, girl, them girls, girl, look at here.
Something
Mama
else.
had three of us. I don't know how she did it, but baby, them boys
I'm
are a
telling you,
handful for me.
something else.
Yes, yes. Well, baby girl, I have enjoyed this.
Yes, I've enjoyed it also. Yes, I really appreciate everyone who's logged on and been with us on tonight. Much appreciated and love to you all.
She said, "Give me my soul back, girl. Get it." So I
Yes,
know that we had a conversation. I don't have a list of questions that I go over, but I definitely want to make sure that there's nothing that you want to share that we didn't. So you definitely have the floor right now. If there's anything, I know you said to visit your podcast, but is there anything that you feel like that we missed that you want to have an opportunity to say? Do you have an event coming up? Just anything that you want us to know before we close out tonight.
I just appreciate everyone that's on tonight. Like Selena said, I do have the Pink Affair conference that will be coming up in no October, in October this year. I will get those dates together and post them and advertise as to when that event will take place. I usually try to do about the third week in October. So it may be around maybe the second or third week in October this year, and try to get the lineup together on that. I usually get shirts and stuff together. I sell shirts for anybody that wants shirts on those different events. And I'm also getting, like I said, shirts and things together for the podcast show as well. So that's something new that's going to be
That's
popping off.
exciting.
Yes, yes,
Girl,
yes.
I
I'm
want a
excited.
shirt. I wear a shirt. I advertise. I advertise for you now.
Yes, yes, yes. So I definitely will make sure. I didn't have them back in time for the show tonight, but I will have shirts for with the podcast show advertising. I am on the website link. I am TRECIA Powell .wordpress.com, and on I have Facebook page for the podcast show. I am TRECIA Powell. Go visit Spotify, also Spotify. I am TRECIA Powell. There are several podcast shows on there, and they're all different facets. I mean, some are poetry. They have a couple of them that are informational PSA announcements, but I do have one on there, actually geared toward, like I said, the breast cancer awareness as well as domestic violence awareness. And that one is a real serious one, but it is much needed. And then there's information at the end of that podcast show. It's called "Was It Really Worth It? A Fragile Life Lost." It's initially it's a poetry form, and then it goes into the information at the end. Mainly because we were close to someone who lost life to domestic violence. And it happens all too often, but you don't find out about it until it's too late. So we definitely want to break those cycles and let everyone know, especially our young women, our young men, it is not okay, you know. So, but there are different encouragements, motivational segments that are on there. Y'all know I'm a motivational empowerment speaker, so it's easy for me to say a whole lot. I try not to be long-winded, but when God bubbles up a whole lot of stuff in me, I have to release it, but I thank you. I thank you all. I thank God for you all and for this opportunity.
And so for my gifts, when she gets the shirts, for everyone that was so interactive tonight, we will definitely give a shirt away. So I'll go make sure I write down everyone's name, and we will have a drawing as soon as she gets the podcast shirts in, and we will have a winner. We'll have a drawing and we'll pull a winner.
Awesome. I'm
Yes,
excited for the winner.
I'm excited for the winner too. And then I'm gonna have me one. So woo woo.
Yes, you would definitely have one.
You got to be a giver. That's what I'm learning. It took me a long
Yes,
time, but you have to
yes.
be a giver. And I appreciate it because you can't outgive the giver.
Hey,
Can't
that's
beat
right.
God giving,
You
right?
can't, no
He
matter
is
how hard you try.
he the gift and he the giver.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, thank you all so much. Look at Fanny. She said I'm claiming it.
I love it.
Yes, I
Finish,
do.
I'm the winner.
Don't get me on her in that winning season. She look, I'm connected to her, so I'm expected to win.
Right.
Look, that's what Miss Abigail been telling about me. She said, Selena, I've been winning ever since I've been connected to you. I'm like, girl, we connected to a good energy
We
source.
always win.
Yes.
We
Look,
are
Miss
daughters of the
Abigail,
king. We
she
always
said,
win.
she said, I'm excited in advance. Thank you, Miss Abigail. All right, you all. Well, thank you so much for joining tonight. And you all will see me tomorrow. There is prayer in the park at the Commons, and then there's also prayer in the park tomorrow afternoon at the Leola Jordan Park. There, I know Wanda posted that. So there's prayer in the park in two different places tomorrow here in Picayune. And then I know that there's a pop-up shop. I believe that's being held at the Grand. So I will try and post something once we get offline with the times and stuff. I have to go back and verify that. So I may pop up at all three if I'm able to, but if not, I'm gonna at least try to pop up once. 'Cause I got
Yeah.
stuff. Look,
Busy tomorrow, sister.
I'll be busy tomorrow. I'm gonna have my running shoes on. All right. Well, you all have a great night, and thank you all for joining. Thank you, Trecia Powell.
Thank you. Blessings to you all.
Yes, Mrs. Trecia Powell. She was so committed to being with us tonight. She is out supporting her husband and live with us. So that is dedication. That is a woman of her word. That is so much appreciated and needed at this time. So we are so thankful to her. I can't wait for her to come back and be with us. So thank you, thank you, thank you,
Anytime. Thank
lady.
you.
And you all keep it smiling, sunshine. Mwah.